So we jump into the concluding part of Lisa Allen's testimony to the Post Office Horizon IT inquiry, where she explains why Horizon wasn't challenged and that she felt investigators weren't in a position to challenge Horizon in the face of expert testimony from Fujitsu saying it's robust. She can't identify when that specifically became the group think at the post office, only that certainly nobody in the security team had any belief that there was any issue with Horizon whatsoever. Let's jump into the inquiry.
You say in your statement that your involvement in the Seema Misra case was limited to assisting John Longman, the officer in the case, with searches of Ms. Misra's home address. I'd just like to ask you about one document which has been provided to you recently by the inquiry. Could we have that on screen, please? It's document reference POL 001-69419. This is an email dated the 1st of October 2010 from John Longman to Steve Bradshaw and to you. It is forwarding on an email chain about the Seema Misra case. Do you know why you were being sent a copy of the defence expert's report in the case? That appears to be what is happening here. We can go to it if we need to, but the attachment to this email was one of the reports from the expert on behalf of the defence.
I don't know.
Having seen the emails in this email chain, do you recall being aware that Ms. Misra was challenging the integrity of the Horizon system and attributing shortfalls to it?
I was aware of that, yes.
So that you would think would trigger some curiosity then. Oh, if someone's making this claim and we clearly have to treat this seriously, how does that impact on other investigations that I am undertaking, even if I'm not really fully involved at this stage in the specific case of Seema Misra?
Could we have on screen, please, document reference POL 001-69422? This is an email from Jane Owen to you and a number of others. It is dated the 18th of January 2011. The subject line is urgent update required. And Ms. Owen's email reads, "Dear all, can I please ask for your help urgently? I have been asked to provide an update on the attached cases where Horizon integrity has come into question and need the information by tomorrow. I have checked against the spreadsheet but am unable to cover off the gaps, which are namely court case details, result, accused defence, brackets exactly. Could you either add into the spreadsheet using bright pink font as I have done in the recoveries column, or just pop updates on an email and I will collate?" Ms. Owen attached a spreadsheet. Could we have that on screen, please? It's POL 001-69423. If we can just scroll down so we can see at a glance the entries on here. On my count, this spreadsheet lists 20 cases where Horizon integrity has come into question, as Ms. Owen described it. Ms. Misra's case is one of these. So it would appear that by January 2011, you and a number of others were being made aware there were at least 20 cases where Horizon integrity had come into question. Is that right?
And look at that, it's totaling nearly £1 million, so it's not insignificant, the cases where Horizon's being implicated as a major issue.
Right.
I don't recall this document, but yes, looking at it, I would have been aware.
Do you recall receiving information about the number of cases where Horizon integrity was being challenged?
I don't know.
Could we have on screen, please, document reference POL 001-67369? This is an email from Graham Ward to a list of recipients, including you. It is dated the 14th of April 2011. The subject line is Credence versus Fujitsu. Mr. Ward says this in his email: "All, if anyone has any evidence of disparities between Fujitsu and Credence transaction data, please get in touch, e.g. timing issues, session numbers not matching for postage label transactions, etc. What was your understanding of why this inquiry was being made of you?
I don't recall this request.
Do you recall being aware of any issue about a discrepancy or disparity between Fujitsu and Credence transaction data?
I don't know.
This would potentially be a significant issue, would it not, where investigators were relying on Credence data rather than having obtained ARQ data?
Yes.
You don't recall it now, but do you think you would have been concerned at the time about this issue?
Potentially, yes.
Because it would make you question, wouldn't it, the reliability of the Credence data you were looking at to prove a loss, and might make you more inclined to request further data.
Possibly, yes.
So I guess the follow-up question to that is, so what did you do about those concerns at the time, if anything?
Could we have on screen, please, paragraph 108 of Miss Allen's statement? That's page 32. You say here, I believe the Horizon system to be robust, as documented in the relevant Fujitsu statements provided. You did not have a Fujitsu statement in every case you were involved in, where shortfalls were being attributed to problems with the Horizon system, did you?
Probably not, no.
Were you aware of a general message coming from within the post office to the effect that the Horizon system was robust?
I don't know where the information came from, but we was led to believe that there was no issues with the Horizon system.
When you say you were led to believe, who by?
I don't know.
Was it within the security team or wider than that?
I don't believe anybody within the security team thought there was an issue with the Horizon system. And obviously when we had statements from Fujitsu saying that the system was robust, we never challenged it.
So that's collective groupthink taking over there. Someone's come up, probably quite senior, with the idea there's no problems with Horizon, and that's filtrated through not only potentially at Fujitsu, but certainly at the post office during this time, and has led to a lack of questions being asked when Horizon integrity and errors and defects have been raised as issues.
You say you never challenged it, but given the mounting number of cases in which Horizon integrity was being raised, and thinking back to that January 2011 email with the 20 cases, do you think that you should have questioned it or challenged it, the party line that Horizon was robust?
Possibly, but I don't know how we would have gone about challenging that, as obviously we was getting the information from what we believed was an expert within Fujitsu. So I would have had no understanding of the Fujitsu working to the Horizon system.
Regardless of what you were being led to believe about whether the Horizon system was robust, do you accept that you were under a duty as an investigator to pursue reasonable lines of inquiry?
Yes.
And what was a reasonable line of inquiry was your call, wasn't it? Nobody else's.
It was.
So would you accept that reassurance from the business about Horizon could not have justified a decision not to pursue an otherwise reasonable line of inquiry?
Well, I think the problem was we went to the expert to get the statement. The statement said the system was robust, and we had no reason to disbelieve them. So I don't think we would have challenged it because we believe what they were saying.
What about the cases where no further data was sought from Fujitsu and certainly no statement was obtained, where that line of inquiry simply wasn't pursued because you assumed the Horizon system was robust? If a sub-postmaster raised with you an interview
Yeah,
problems with Horizon and attributed shortfalls to it.
yeah,
How do you justify not pursuing the line of inquiry? We went over this earlier in terms of going to the helpline or obtaining data.
yeah,
What I'm saying is a business message that Horizon was robust, that simply couldn't have justified a decision not to pursue otherwise reasonable lines of inquiry, could it?
maybe in hindsight we should have requested Fujitsu logs in all cases to assist.
That would certainly seem, with hindsight, the correct decision when you're relying on basically the computer system as the thrust of your case, that a crime has happened and that the accused person has actually committed it. That should have been standard practice from day one.
Sir, those are all the questions that I have for Ms. Allen. Do you have any questions before I turn to call participants?
No, thank you, no.